Hi, welcome to the stream. Oops. Let's turn it off. Yeah, hi, welcome to the live stream. So I speak about non-duality on here, YouTube, and I do this every Thursday, most Thursdays at 5 o'clock PM UK time. Hi Andrea. I posted the link for the stream uh, um, and for the Zoom on my Facebook page. You can find the link in the description below the video to access that. And yeah, so I tend to speak first, do an introduction, and then you can ask questions through either the Zoom meeting link or you can write them into the YouTube chat. I prefer people messaging or speaking on Zoom for questions. Um, but I know it's quite a lot to speak. Um, as well. So I appreciate those who do. Um, but there's also the chat box as well. Um, so yeah, the title is Awakening Frees Everything. Up, is it? It's not showing it all on the tab on the tab. I think it's Awakening. Let's move it that way. Yeah, frees everything up. So awakening frees everything up. Yeah. Freeze that doesn't look right. Freeze like that, but there's no apostrophe in it, is there? Freeze. Yeah. Not freeze as in Z freeze, but freeze. Yeah. Doesn't look very correct, but maybe it isn't written like that. Freeze. Yeah, anyway. So okay, so awakening frees everything up. I think that's like uh it's quite a last minute title, but actually that's quite a like that's like a that's like the main thread of awakening is this freedom, is this freeing up of this stuckness of being a person, of being identified to a story of someone. So let's say what awakening is then. So awakening, what I'm referring to by awakening, freeing everything up, is awakening is waking. I could just see a paraglider, one of those yeah, those sky paragliders gliding by. Um so awakening is this recognition that happens beyond the story of you, therefore beyond thought. So this awakening, this waking up beyond thought, beyond who you believe yourself to be, the story of someone, this waking up out of being closed into a person, closed into an identity, a limitation, a position of someone. So awakening is this freedom, freedom from that constraint. And so all of that heaviness, that baggage of being this constrained person is freed up. It doesn't mean like there isn't human stuff, human dynamics, human relationships, human issues, human problems. I'm not suggesting that, but it's like a a freedom from it, from being limited to it, constrained to it. Like I was thinking earlier today about being a parent and awakening. I'm writing a bit about it in my book. My book. Um, and I never finish, I never get around to finishing. But yeah, being a parent, an awakening is such a huge thing to be parenting and also be committed to or already on this awakening path. It's such a huge thing. It's such a difficult thing. So I'm not suggesting the end of parenting, for example, the end of human involvement or human interaction or human living, but it's the end or human responsibility. If you have a full-time job and you're awakening, you're not saying leave your job and maybe that will happen, but that isn't what's being suggested or encouraged or anything like that. It's an awakening that can happen that doesn't remove that stuff, doesn't remove the need for earning a living or whatever it is, parenting or whatever it is, but it frees everything up. So rather than that being caged into a person moving through time, who's somebody who's parenting, somebody who's having to work full time, somebody who's having to do all these things, it's awakened beyond that. And so there's this wakefulness that's living, not this limitation, but this awakefulness, this life existence, this freedom that's living. And so there's still a human operating in that, but it's so different, but it's impossible, difficult to distinguish really. Yeah. So I do the best. I do the best I can. But it really isn't like the end of life. Life is still life, but it's such a radical difference. As in you are not living that life. You are not someone You aren't a person living life anymore. And so it's really this discovery of what's living, of what's here, what's here. So we know the narrative of, oh, I'm here, I'm this, I'm that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I went through this when I was a child, or this happened, or this happened, or this is gonna happen. We know that narrative, but we're asking what's here right now that isn't a narrative, that isn't a story based on time, that isn't a thought or an idea. And discovering this is freedom. Discovering and being eaten up by this is freedom. But not freedom in that story of someone, but freedom from being limited to that story of someone. And this is a celebration, without question, a total celebration, because this is the ground of everyone, everything. So we're often trying to find happiness and that freedom in everything, as in the story, in the world. But the celebration is actually discovering happiness, freedom, peace as everything, as the fundamental way of existence, being of existence, way before stepping out into the world and who I am and all these kinds of things. It's the foundation, the primary, what is prior to any of that movement. And this is what frees everything up because it's not you anymore. It's not you living, it's living happening. I mean, how amazing is that? Oh, tick, 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 tick. Yeah, how amazing. Anders, thank you for your patience. I'll admit you to the Zoom. Oh, let me just change the. So, I suppose you could say we're just here celebrating that. We're just here celebrating it, acknowledging it and celebrating it. Maybe these streams are acknowledging this freedom, emptiness, this love, this fullness, and a celebration of it. Uh, Child number two. Um, oh, um, so I'll go to the chat then. Um, wait, have I finished speaking? Yeah, so uh, like to carry that, to carry the person, to carry life is extremely heavy and extremely depressing because of the heaviness. It's depressing, very heavy, and very stressful. So I would suggest that discovering who you are, what you ultimately are, not human level stuff, but who you are, what you are as this empty, unfindable, everywhere fullness really is the answer or the solution to that heavy unhappiness. We often believe that the answer to that heavy unhappiness is to find the solution in practical ways. That is also helpful, finding practical solutions to problems, no question. But I also see that as being quite limited. It can really help. Having these things can really help. No question. I'm not dismissing them. They're very important to have your physical needs met, your emotional, physical needs met practically. Definitely needed. But there'll always be a limitation to that because the real unhappiness is through being identified as a person, as something. So you can make that person happier, more comfortable, and all these things. But it's always going to be a limit to it because it's a person. It's not true. It's a limitation that isn't true to what you are. Yeah. So awakening frees everything up. Yeah. So you're welcome to ask any questions now. Um, um, Yasmin, stories still happen, but I've seen the stories. It's a question. It feels irreversible once it's seen that there's no one at the center or anywhere. Beautiful stories, narratives, enjoyment, and it's all is empty. Exactly. No one is living life, just the bubbly energy of living without the one who lives. The bubbly energy. Without the one who lives. So feel free to bring anything um, about non-duality, I think you've heard or feel or unsure about, or what's happening in the mind or in the experience. Hi.
Hi, Kelly. Um, I was thinking, uh, how do you see it? Does stress, if you're stressful, does this preventing this to happen, this freedom?
No, nothing prevents freedom from being freedom, what it is. Like, it doesn't matter what the body condition is, the mental condition, emotional condition is, the circumstances of the body.
Mm.
Nothing affects freedom being freedom.
Um,
But,
is it preventing?
sorry, 1 minute, I'll get some water brought to me. Sorry, hang
Yeah.
on a minute. Oh no, sorry.
Mm.
Yeah, so nothing can affect freedom. And that's like the beauty of it. That's the like the wow of it. It's untouchable. So no matter what the manifestation is, there is freedom.
But does it preventing me, the person, to realize
Mhm.
this freedom? You know.
Yeah, hang on, sorry. Um, Stress does affect the body and the mind and the emotions, of course.
Yeah.
And you could call it an unpleasant experience
Mm.
or unfavorable experience. You don't want to be stressed. And it can occupy the mind. So if there's lots of stress, then it occupies the mind. So rather than there being this freedom and the mind being not okay with it, but the mind being quite it's irrelevant to freedom. And so if there's stress happening, then the mind's very much on the stress, on the problems.
Yeah.
And so it does sound like it's opposite of freedom, but it's if the mind's occupied on that, on its problems, on its life, then yeah, in one way it's not in line, let's say, with what's being spoken about. The mind seeking, trying to resolve, trying to sort out, trying to find solutions.
Mm.
So in that sense, it is a kind of like not an obstruction to awakening, but it is the mind's focusing on that as opposed to what's being spoken about, which is freedom. But yeah, it's not a hindrance to freedom. It's just maybe if there's things that need to be looked at and dealt with, maybe they can be dealt with.
Mm.
If your job's too stressful, maybe you could work less hours or,
Mm.
you know,
Yeah. It was just a thought.
yeah. But stress is more about the future, isn't it? Like thinking about the
Yeah.
future and what's happening in the future.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking it could, if you're interested in this freedom and this talk, this stress, it could just stop sometimes.
So it could
It
what,
could,
sorry?
it could you just stop.
Stress could stop.
Yeah, as I mean,
Mm,
if you're into this, and sometimes it just you realize that it's not real.
Yeah,
So it just
time's
stop.
not real. Yeah.
It
Yeah, yeah.
could,
Yeah, yeah,
maybe.
yeah, yeah. It could, sorry, it could, yeah.
It could.
But I would also, I would,
Of course, you take care of the stress, and
yeah,
just
yeah,
thinking about it.
yeah, and become more aware of the
Yeah,
stress for a start, and become, yeah,
yeah. But stress is just like everything else. It's not real, you say, because time is not real. So yeah,
but
it's this.
if time's like held on and believed in to be real, then there would be stress.
Yeah,
Like if there's lots of time spent in the mind
yeah,
thinking about, future, then there will be, I guess,
yeah,
stress, lots of stress.
yes. Yeah, it's kind of intense focus in something in this dream or what you call it.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't know if it's getting harder to buy that.
It's getting harder to what, sorry? It's harder to,
To understand, have this freedom,
yeah,
or how to say it, to realize
yeah,
that this freedom is there, but you don't know it.
yeah. I don't know. I really don't know because I have a lot of stress. I'm quite stressful in my life, to be honest.
Yeah,
I have not as much as I used to, but there can be stress happening,
yeah,
you know, um, quite a lot, in fact, of stress happening and overload and like, yeah, overwhelmed with my jobs and stuff. So I do get a lot of stress, but I also have a lot of peace. So I don't know, like,
yeah. But when you are in this stress, it's not like it was before. You don't.
no.
It's
No.
not affecting you in that way.
Um,
Uh,
I think
or,
it affects my body still. So
yeah,
I'm still overwhelmed. I'm still needing to get rid of the energy of the stress. I'm needing to, do things to help me deal
yeah,
with that overload. So I'm still, yeah, I need to do that. I need time out from activity just to unload all of that. So it's still the same in that sense. It's still
yeah,
the same. I find it quite funny how that's still the experience here. Overload, a
yeah.
lot of overload. Having to use my mind to practically do things and plan things, and it's quite stressful on
Mm,
my nervous system. So it's still the same reaction to it. But the what I feel is different is I know where freedom is
yeah,
and I'm not running away from that stress, that reaction is no longer like trying to get out of it and solve it and trying to find it. It's just, let's say, managing of it. There's just this, yeah, acceptance of it and such a, well, not even acceptance. It's just such a, it is what it is happening.
mm,
Yeah, yeah. And until it moves through, and it just moves through, and it's not a problem anymore.
mm. But do you feel it's not affecting your system that hard now than before?
Um, No, I'm still sensitive. I'm still sensitive to being in the supermarket, to
Yeah,
lots of demands and chores, and yeah, still sensitive.
yeah. Okay, so they have same impact on the physical body or the nervous system.
What does like
Yeah,
stress?
yeah, stress also.
Um, it seems it's hard to know, but it seems to be the same. I can't really tell, to be honest. But
Yeah,
what's different is it's just it's coming and it's leaving. It's not a static thing. It's not who I am. It's not a permanence. It's not a story of me having to deal with it. It's
okay,
it's
yeah,
just happening.
Yeah, for many people, it stays. If you're stressed, and it stays for longer in the system, you can say.
Yeah, yeah, maybe, yeah, maybe. Yeah,
That's my experience. If you,
yeah. I can remember it being a story, like going into a story.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And piling on top of each other more and more. And this is always like that. And it becomes more
mm,
and more like a long held story. But now it feels much more fresh and much more, yeah.
mm, yeah, just learning this about non-duality, or we call it. It's kind of unstressing, you know. It's
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
you see,
Oh,
even I don't have this freedom, but
yeah, yeah,
I think different now because I
yeah.
was a seeker for how long 30 years
Oh,
about
yeah. Okay,
the
yeah, yeah,
meditation and stuff,
yeah.
and yeah, mantra and focus on the third eye chakra
Okay, yeah,
very long
yeah,
time.
yeah.
And now I don't do that.
Mm, yeah.
I sit in the morning most and focus on my consciousness,
Okay,
or trying to.
yeah.
So
I think non-duality opens up a new way, a new possibility.
yeah,
That's not the normal way of, yeah, it's a different
yeah, very different.
possibility.
And I try to talk about, with friends about it, so that's interested in spirituality, but they don't understand it really.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I don't know how to explain it
yeah.
because
You can't.
it's not, I don't know so much about it from my own perspective. So
Yeah,
it's what
yeah.
I have read and understand intellectually. So it,
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you can't
yeah,
talk about it, but you experience it, but you can't tell them about it. I thought you were gonna say
yeah,
like
as I
you
have
know it, you know
I have
it.
understand it most intellectual, but there is,
Yeah.
I somehow when I for 2 years I learned about it, and I kind of direct. This is it. I know. So I throw all the other stuff away,
Yeah.
which I
Oh,
was very, I was very interested, you know,
oh, that's so
about
beautiful.
cosmic, also, you know, different planes and masters and all that.
Yeah, yeah. I
And
love
I,
that.
yeah,
This is it, and you throw everything else away. That's so
yeah,
beautiful.
I
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
So, yeah,
yeah. That's so beautiful.
I have another question if I can
Yeah,
formulate it.
yeah, sure.
I don't usually speak English, so I got kind of lost.
Okay,
Uh, um, I'm from Sweden, so
right.
uh, I'm not interested in everybody who's speaking about non-duality. There's some I think is more interested in than the other,
Yeah,
and I don't know how you see it, but they're all talking different about it.
yeah,
Some there's some is more like teaching stuff. Then it's more, there's you and Tony Parsons. That's more radical. Some, and then there is a woman in India. She calls herself GM
okay.
only. And I traveled to India and were there in 2 weeks in her home,
Well,
and it was very interesting. But she speaks very different. She says she speaks not to a person, the person. She speaks only to the consciousness. She said,
yeah.
and it's very different when she speaks. Anyway, I don't know. How do you see that?
What's her name? Sorry, GM.
GN.
GM. Okay. I've not heard of her GM.
No, not many have
Okay.
because she's not so interested. She only wants the really seekers who's really into it.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So how did you discover her then?
it was an internet friend, Facebook friend that
Oh,
I
okay.
that's wrote about her.
Right.
So it was just I read. She was the one who got me into this. So, oh, yeah, she has done a book, but I haven't it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can show it next time.
Okay. So you
My
sorry,
my
you were asking what? Sorry, what's the question?
my question my question was yeah, how do you see it? Why it's so the source must be the same, but it's so different, you know. That many talking so different. Is it the personalities who's they haven't left the personality, or how do you see it? The
But
holding
why
there's
speak
a
or
different.
speak different?
So
Yeah.
yeah, some is more like a teaching. Is it
Yeah, yeah.
because they holding a bit of the personality? Like, yeah, I'm a teacher, kind of.
Yeah. I can only say maybe it's because you can only speak from what you've gone through or what you've experienced or what you know. You can't speak from what you don't know or experience.
Yeah,
It may be that everyone's had different experiences of it and different journeys to it and different teachings about it or different, do you know what I mean? So maybe
yeah,
that's why
you.
there's a difference because you can't,
Yeah, I can understand that.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I was just thinking if you have come, yeah, kind of understand the source or have the source. You, I don't know how to say it. It should be more than same. Yeah,
I think, yeah, the fundamentals should be the
yeah,
same.
yeah,
It
yeah,
should be the same fundamentally. Like no matter how you speak about it, it should be, the same things being spoken about.
yeah,
But maybe it isn't as well. Maybe people have not gone through certain things, or certain people have, and you just don't know what's happened in everybody's experience or everybody's, you know,
well, of course.
expressions. So it's who knows?
Yeah, of
Who knows,
course.
really? That's why it's good to allow whatever's attracted to is what you're attracted to. So it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, yeah. I think as well. Like, we want it all to be the same because we want to know the actual final thing and have everyone agree to
Yeah,
it. Like, have this. Yes, this is it. Agreed upon, stamped. Whereas
yeah, of
this is
course.
so not. You can't get nothing stamped and actual in form, and so you can't get anything that's concrete in form. And
Of
the
course.
mind likes to have concrete, this thing, this form. This is the official book, and we can't have that because that would be an idea.
Yeah,
That would be, yeah. It's not like that. It's freedom, absolute freedom. But you can't nail down and say this is what it is. You can't, and that's why it's just whatever it is.
yeah. Yeah, it's the seeker in me who wants to still have some.
I think the mind wants that naturally.
Yeah,
Wants that. Yeah,
it's natural.
yeah, yeah. It wants to say this is right, that is wrong, this is better, that's worse, this is the way it is, that's the way it's not. It wants
Yeah,
to do that, whereas,
yeah.
yeah, that's not really what's being spoken about.
Um,
Yeah, it's to go beyond that differential, like beyond that. What is the core thing that's being spoken about?
yeah, yeah. It shines through all of this.
Yeah,
Those teacher, I'm interested, so you can see in the core.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Anders. I appreciate you calling in and speaking.
Yeah,
Yeah, lovely. Okay, thank you. Bye.
thank you.
Yeah. Uh, just go to chat. Andrea. Should we care about which frequency we are in? Or there is no one to do anything about it anyway? Which frequency are we in? What do you mean by that, Andrea? Which frequency we are in? Like what we focus on kind of. Should we care about what we focus on kind of? I don't really know what teaching you're listening to that's talking about that. Um, yeah, I'm not sure what teaching, thoughts and emotions and experiences. Yeah, I'm not sure what teaching you're listening to. There is so many different teachings and speakers out there discussing certain things. Oh, this is my drink finally. Yeah, is that my drink? It's not my drink. My drink hasn't appeared. Okay, yeah, it's hard to know what you're talking about exactly. There's so many different things people are talking about. I can't speak for what you're listening to and what they're meaning by that. But what's being spoken about here isn't about being in a certain frequency or not, or um yeah, it's hard to answer that, Andrea, without knowing more about what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. But it feels like it's you're confused or something. You're confused and wanting clarity of what to do, what to focus on. Um yeah, I wouldn't say that, Yasmin. I wouldn't say that to somebody who's speaking I wouldn't say there isn't anyone there to be infrequent. I wouldn't say that. Um, but yeah, Andrea, you'd have to explain more what you mean about that question. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't say that either. So Andrea said, mainly not care about it then. But I'm not saying not to care about it either. I'm not saying care about it, don't care about it. Like it's not like that. That's the mind that's confused. Doesn't know which way to go. Do I care? Do I not care? Maybe you could call in or ask another time. Hi Kelly, do you feel like you are everything that you see? I do. Do I feel like that? No, I don't go around feeling like, well, I'm the lamp, I'm the wall, I'm the door, I'm the blanket on the pillow. I don't go around feeling that. But, but I am. I don't go around feeling that consciously, like, mentally, like but it's everything. It's everything. It's everything. Like it's everything. It's not on a mental level. It's like dropping out of the mind. Hi, now, do you have a question? I saw you about to, you unmuted briefly. Feel free to ask any.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi.
I was just messing around just to see if I can actually join the
Oh,
chat because I'm not great with this, but it's great to hear you and see you're doing live Zooms.
yeah.
I, I've missed you, man. I haven't seen you for God
Oh,
knows how many years.
yeah. I haven't seen you for what? I don't know, 10 years, maybe more. I don't know.
It's
Long
almost,
time.
yeah, because I got a dog after after that retreat in what's it called? In in Andalusia, and she's 9 now. So yeah, like
Oh,
I'm just
yeah.
let me see if I could get a video on. I'm a bit useless with
Just so you're aware, you will be on YouTube as well, just to so you're aware, your camera.
That's all right.
Yeah.
No one's interested in me. I've managed to unmute myself, but I don't know how to get the video on. But
Oh, there should be a camera next to the microphone button, the bottom.
I'm just on the mobile,
Oh,
so
I'm not sure about mobile. Yeah, I'm not sure about mobiles. It's okay.
uh,
You don't need to put your camera.
yeah. I so I'm still seeking. But it's funny. I did. Have you heard of ayahuasca?
Yeah, I've heard of it. I've not had it, but I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because I'd always, I've been quite respectful to it and never really tried it. And I did it last week, a couple of weekends ago,
Mm.
and it kind of made me understand, I think, a bit more about what, like you, Lisa, just the non-dual message I've heard. And as you said, you haven't done it, but it just recently this week, it kind of I started crying because I just realized that everything's gonna die. My daughter's gonna die, my dog's gonna die, and it's pretty obvious, isn't it? But like when we're living in the mind, we're thinking we're going to be here forever, or at least that's the way my mind. It's always trying to fight with preserving the past. So I'm 50 now. I was 15 and I had a good body, blah blah blah, or
Yeah.
um, but it kind of just it was it's obviously upsetting when you realize that life is dying as well. Like people are dying, people are suffering. So I just thought I'd comment on that. Really, that's just where I'm at the moment.
Yeah. I think you're a parent. You have a child, don't you? You said you had a daughter.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
she's
think.
19 now. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. I think that's really hard as a parent that you will lose your child at some point, you know? It's quite a
Yeah.
scary thing as a parent.
Or that they will lose you, and you're going to put them through that suffering. Or it was more the fact that she will die one day, and
Yeah.
I kind of went through that, like obviously in my imagination, but
Yeah.
it was just I don't know if I just thought I'd share that anyway. Just like it's just so the ayahuasca thing for me just made me realize what an arse I can be. Like what a absolute arse I am to people and the way I judge people and everything, and
Yeah.
that's just through the mind.
So
Um,
like it clarified things about your personality and your dynamic. Did it also apparently it also eradicates that perception of yourself as well as a person?
well, I'm certainly
Experience it.
still here, still
Yeah,
being an
but
arse.
during taking it, was you like, did it change?
Ah,
Did it affect?
I mean, just my experience, like yeah, just kind of um, and also it's like just the feeling I've got is just an awareness of where my ego is so horrible and like just not in a like beating you up but like just it's kind of a mirror of how you are,
Yeah, yeah.
just a little mirror, just a little and just an awareness that there's a that's not been eradicated but at least like it might be 10 or 20%, I'm a bit less of an arse.
Yeah. Yeah. That's always great, isn't it? Being less of an R.
From 1,000 down to 100 points less. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But I mean, how were you? Oh no, sorry. Go on, ask because it's yeah. Just
yeah.
speak away without my stupid questions.
No, no, no. It's interesting. Like, I hear what you're saying about seeing how you're less of an arse and from seeing your dynamics and stuff. But sometimes, like here, I can see I'm a bit of an arse, saying that or doing that. But I'm so okay with it. I'm okay with being an arse. I'm okay with like the the responses and the way of being here as well. It's quite funny how it's like so okay, you know. It's
That's beautiful.
a total acceptance of how the body responds and its conditioning and its behavior is kind of like, oh, that's what I just said. Like it's quite enjoyable as well, that part of it. But, yeah.
Yeah, I can see how detached you are from it. Like,
Yeah.
it's like when you're talking about suffering earlier, and you're just like absolute joyfully talking about it. It's just like yeah. So it happens to whatever you want to. It happens in your awareness, but there's just no it like attaching it to you.
Um, there's just not someone that can do anything or change that or be different from or has any desire to be different from or desire to change that. It's just happening and it's just this expression, this human expression. Yeah. There's nobody in it. It's not about me. It's just different.
Yeah. I get it. Like just from just seeing you, it's so nice to be in contact with you again. Like,
Yeah.
because you don't even need to explain it. I can just get a glimpse of that with what you're saying.
I kind of got this like brief like hearing you laugh, it's like remembering like parts of like how like imagining like how it was like in Greece, and just little memories coming back of your laughing. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, because that
thanks.
was like 12 years ago,
Yeah, long
I
time.
guess.
Yeah.
In Spain, wasn't it? In Ibiza. That's when I first met you.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking Greece as well, but maybe
Oh, Greece as well. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, well, thanks for calling in, and nice to
Yeah.
hear from you again.
Yeah, and you.
Yeah.
Cheers, Kelly.
Bye.
Take care. Bye bye.
Um, Haha, yes, I think I did get a bit confused. Been listening to Anna Brown lately, and she used to be very radical non-duality, but it's very different to what she speaks about now. Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know her how she speaks. Um, but it's good to be confused and to hear different speakers. Maybe that's a good thing. Just as this is emojis. Oh, hang on. Yeah, I'll just wrap it up there, I think. So awakening frees everything up. Yeah, so what is longed for is actually very, very simple. What is longed for? It's actually very, very simple. What is longed for? We think it's in the mind, it's in complexity, it's in understanding and knowing intellectually, gaining something, grasping something, understanding something. That's the way the mind functions. But what is being spoken about here is a freedom beyond that, not inside of the mind's intellect, just the naturalness of being that hasn't gone anywhere, hasn't aged, hasn't got tired or stressed or anything. It's just here, free. Just here, free. It needs nothing, asks for nothing. It hasn't abandoned anyone. It's right here, this freedom. And this is simply all that's wanted. Just this, remembering that. This remembering this, but not remembering as a memory in the head, but this beingness that's full and alive and here. This is freedom. This is love. That's what is wanted. Thank you so much for. I see a question, Dee. Sorry. Yeah, thank you so much for joining the stream. Lots of love. Bye.